Hello everyone, welcome to today's stream. I am so happy to be back. It's been a bit of a while and this is like the emotional satisfaction, spiritual satisfaction, whatever gets me through my week. So it's been a rough time without it, but I get to join you guys today and so it's going to be a lot of fun. I tried to add like the little victories text, but I forgot to add it to all the to all the screens. For that I apologize, but if anyone's feeling confident, feel free to leave your little victories in the chat and we can all celebrate that, because little victories are what make big victories happen. But yeah, onto my little victories. I found a great task management app that has really helped me manage my time to distribute it evenly. Well, I mean, not evenly, but like I can actually decide where I'm putting my time. Actually, I forgot to track something right now. Funny that. So let me just set my little tracker, if you guys do not mind. Just so and then it will remind me to take breaks throughout the stream where we can have a more casual chat. And I don't have to like constantly be pushing myself, which for those who know me personally is a big issue in my life. All right, so let's just start that up. Sorry, I just need to take a drink. We've just started the stream and I'm already like give me a second. I had some water ready just for this. Well, when I say water, I mean iced tea from a sachet. Anyway, let's jump into it. I've done enough talking, so usual scene here that I open up. And what else have we got? Today I wanted to look at, what am I thinking? I'm thinking I want to have a look at the background to change that up. And I've forgotten where I've put it. It's been a while. So I'm going to, I think it's in the HUD, in the ship game mode. I'm not even sure. I'll just select this and see if it's got a blueprint attached. Oh, that's the movie player. Oh god, it's funny. I feel like this is anyone who's actually come back to work after like a week and been like, I don't remember how to do anything. My muscle memory doesn't retain any information. So let's just jump in here. Right, so the way that I have been kind of playing around with setting it up, and I'm just going to break down the code, explain all the little bits, because I think we've got a new person in today. So the event tick happens every frame. So there are 60 frames in a second, and it goes to ship game mode, which handles most of the game data. And it grabs the type of background, and for testing purposes, I change it to switch on an integer, which is a whole number. So that is set to chocolate. And so we set the timeline, so over the course of 1 second, it should change the alpha value, which is the transparency, it should change from 0 to 1 over the course of a second. So that's what I was in the middle of testing before. I'm still wondering how I want to set up in terms of implementation, because the design concept is there, but the thanks brain, my brain is buffering, but I'm not sure how to implement it because I'm pretty new to Unreal, relatively new. All right, so I'm going to go over to my player, which I've called the cat root in this case, and check how the background changes. I don't know if it actually does that. All right, next wave. So I think I actually moved this to a separate function. I just don't remember where. There we go. So it's a function in here. So what that's done is increasing the difficulty. It's setting the wave count to 1, so it'll come through with all the waves. And it's set the background type to 0, 1, 2, or 3, because when you're doing stuff with computers, they actually start counting from 0, not from 1, like us normal people do. So I'm actually just going to disconnect this for the time being, and I'm just going to set that to 1, just like we've got the chocolate type. and I'm gonna see what happens when I play through one wave of my game. It's gonna be a little bit slower. I'm gonna turn the music off actually. Can I do that from here? That would be fancy. Give me a second to just... Oh, hey. Oh, no, that didn't work. Alright, bear with me, guys. I'm just gonna... Whoop. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to play my game, and it's gonna play through one level, and then it should change the background over the course of a second. I hope. Dunk, 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 dunk. Yeah, I love that so much. It's only coming up with half of my logo. That's fine. For some reason, it's already set to chocolate. Alright, so that's our first bug that we kind of need to sort out. So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to have to go into background. And I'm going to have to set this to 0 by default by the looks of it. Oh, did I not? Alright, so that's not actually edited in here. That's in the ship game mode. So let's go into our game information, which is in the HUD. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong one. There we go. There's the base, which kind of contains generic information, and there's the actual this thing. So what I'm actually going to do is upon load one of these load sequences, I'm actually going to slip in that, you know, the background should be set to the cherries. So I think I'm going to slip that in here after the sounds. So let's just go in here, and I'm going to be set the background type, and we're just going to be setting that to 0 when we first load the game. Seems pretty neat and simple, just because it saves the values as it goes. So here we are. It's a little bit quiet without the music. For that, I apologize. Yeah, so let's just jump in. And yeah, now it's gone smaller because it's gone to its like a native aspect ratio. Oh, that's frustrating. I think what I need to do is I need to go into the background, and on 0 I need to set the I need to do the same thing but with the cherries maybe. Oh, it's because I haven't currently got a way to actually, yeah, I need to set the cherries. Yeah, but the problem with the way that I've got it set it up here is that it yeah, it takes the background, but there's no way to actually turn down the alpha value, the transparency, so that's probably what's actually going on. But hey, I'm just going to do I'm going to copy all of this code. So this is kind of like the design issues that I kind of have to go through when I'm doing this, because earlier it was a really drastic change of like a single frame. So that's why I wanted to do it over the course of a second. But yeah, that's it's a little bit of an issue. If anyone's got any potential solutions, feel free to drop them in the chat. But you know, I'm just going to turn my music back on for this because it's a solid think. And just going to also, there we go. So the other way that I think I would approach this, because reducing the transparency over the second and then turning it back up, the issue with that is that I actually have to select the sprite, and that only takes one input. So yeah, it's not about you know, if, oh, actually. Yeah, so right now I'm trying to find a way to make this as dynamic as possible, which means it can be used by different assets. So what I can do is probably change this to set background. And instead of... the thing that we can do is actually put everything into an array. So an array is a kind of like a capsule for many bits of information. So let's just make all of our things here. So we've got chocolate, we've got cherry, we have got I think there's like jelly beans, Okay, so I'm just going to add that then. So what I'm using right now are sprites. So sprites are kind of two-dimensional images that will rotate and face towards the player, or not necessarily. They can be adjusted to face towards the player, but it's like just a 2D image floating in space. So I'm just going to call this jelly beans. Jelly beaners. No, just jelly beans. And here I want to be adding the that's really fascinating. Oh, there we go. I have to go in and edit it here and just add my, hey, beans. Do I just call them beans? That's really fascinating. So I'm going to go into my file structure and have a look for this image, which I'm not sure where it is. So hopefully I put it aside somewhere sensible. Alright, so not here. Cancel. Cool. Alright, time for me to have a look within my files to just whoop. So yeah, I think it's always funny coming back to these things and just being completely lost because, you know, like it's just me. Alright, so I've got the ice cream big. Oh wait, they would be in the HUD. I feel so silly now. But they weren't in there anyway. So I've got the ice cream and we've got the, I've called it the minty mint. So I think they're mint jelly beans or something. I'm not sure. I'm kind of finding out as I go. I'm really wondering why the other two backgrounds aren't here. I'm just gonna go into art assets and chocolate. There we go. Where are you? Open, oh wait, no. We want to open the file path. Is that gonna, yeah. I don't know. Where, oh, there we go. I think it'll say the problem. No. No. Art assets, there we go. HUD. Alright, so I'm just gonna delete that. So, you know, that was, there we go. So instead of images, so we're just gonna, where did I put them? There we go. I'm just going to grab these two. Wait, there they are. I'll just grab these and move that. See, I really need to clean this place up. It's not very neat. There we go. So I've already got a big, the original image. I have got a sprite, which is a 2D image I described earlier, and a flipbook, which is a 2D image, but like those little flipbooks that you can kind of scroll through to create a story. That's the same thing. They're actually called a flipbook because you flip through the pages quickly. All right, so now we know where that is. I've called it Minty Mint, which I could not. I really need to like have more generic names for these things. All right, so I'm just gonna call this Mint. Oh, God, I really made that difficult for myself. And we have got, what's the last one? The last one was ice cream. Which, you know, like, yeah, I am screaming internally right now. All right, so paper sprite. And, oh God, so it's put it inside the hierarchy as a child. We don't actually want that. We'll fix that in a second, but I'm just going to change that to ice cream. But yeah, I definitely got to put in some time to, you know, change that up because that's not cool. I'm just going to attach. There we go. So, yep. And I'm just going to, for some reason, that's just come up as a sprite by itself, but, you know, cool. What we want to be doing now is putting this into an array. So we're making make array. And so what we're actually going to be doing is, I think we can actually need to add this as a component. So that's kind of like the different parts that make up the inside of this majiggy. So we're call this BG array. Ooh. And we got to specify that is actually an array. So I'm going to say property reference, I think. And then we just got to click this majiggy. There we go. And then we can just set. Alright, so this is setting the array element. So I think what I actually have to do is promote this to variable. There we go. So I went the wrong way around about it. Unreal is finicky about some things like that. So we've got, what's it? Thanks, brain. BG array. And we're just going to add a few pins. And these are kind of our little data collectors. So I'm just going to throw that in there. And then we have this here. This should probably be set not here upon reflection. It should probably be set in the ship game mode. So I'm just going to extend this a little bit more. And this is kind of part of the setup for the game. So I'm going to pop that here. And hopefully that came across. It did not. What happens if I do this? Oh, sweet lord. That did not help. Okay, for some reason, there we go. I knew something was wrong there. Alright, so I want to be promoting this to an array again. Promote to variable. And BG array. Alright, so, and we want to be setting that in there somewhere. So, bam. Hopefully that's the right one that we just set. And this doesn't really need to be that far back. And if you just double click, you can actually set up a little reroute node, so that just helps to keep your code cleaner. I love it. At first I thought the only way to do it is to right click and reroute node, which all that it gives you is kind of like this disconnected little bit that you need to connect in and out of, and it gets all funky because it sometimes takes an input as an output and an output as an input. It's a mess. Just double click. It solves all your problems. Alright, so we've got our background array that we can actually call from here. So let's go back over to our background, and we're also going to grab this background BG array. So here we have our array. Arrays are really interesting to work with because the way you collect data, you actually need to specify what element you're grabbing from there. So we, yeah. So what I'm thinking is that, you know, based on this, because we got such a, alright, so what I'm thinking is that we need to select the correct element of the array, so the correct background, and then that background needs to be able to change whenever. So change in terms of taking its transparency up and down whenever we need. So what I am thinking in this case is we need to grab the target, which is, so we need to get, no, that's not it. We need to, yeah, actually no, we need to get, so we need to get a copy, and it'll be the same copy as the, it'll be the same copy, the same type based on our assignments, and that's the target we need to change. Okay. So I'm going to change this. So sprite component object references. And this is a self object reference. So we need to change this custom event so that it takes an input. So I'm just going to delete this, set background, let's add a parameter. So hopefully if I just go type sprite into here, paper sprite socket, paper sprite, hopefully, and then that's an object reference. So right now we're making a parameter, so sprite ID. So it's saying we want this specific sprite, and it's going to take that as an input, and then we can use that as the output for what sprite we're setting. So we can, you know, oh, okay. Choices. So now we've now made this dynamic, which means it will react to any sprite. However, we have not addressed the issue of fading out the sprites, just fading them in. Fun time. All right, that's okay. What we can do is we can just what did I name this? All right, so set BG, we can just bring that back. So this is a custom event, which kind of, I don't think I need to switch on integer now because, you know, like, yeah, there we go. So we've actually cut out a big chunk of our code by you know, like making it a thing. And in order to make this cleaner, I'm just going to move all of this up, move this down, move this up. And just so when I come back to it, I've got every idea what's going on. And if someone, you know, picks it up after me in some sort of event, that, you know, it's already easy to read. Like you can just get, you know, BG array, get the type, get, and send it off to them. So, you know, like it's also good practice for, you know, when you're working in a company, yeah, to just keep it nice and clean. All right, so we've got the transition, play rate, and increases. I think it might help to do a wave end. Yeah. So my instinct as a designer would be to create a new function called wave end that would I'm not even sure anymore. Oh lordy. So when would be a good time to kind of fade it out? Obviously per wave, but we need to find a way to fade it out. So we actually, before we set this, we actually need to okay, I have a fantastic idea. So before we actually change it, we can still access that data. So I'm actually going to wait, no. All right, so changing my mindset about how I'm going to approach this is that this changes at the end of the wave. We need to capture that information of what it was before in order to, you know, fade out the sprite was already there. So what I'm thinking is that before this gets set, I am going to get this. So get the BG type, and then from there I can take that type and, you know, fade that out at the same time as it's fading in. So we've got this, and then we're going to use that to set the old type. So let's go over to our ship game mode. So set old type, and then I'm just going to add this as a variable just because it doesn't need to have information. It'll be updated in real time. So we're adding a new variable. That variable is an integer. And then we're going to say old BG. And yeah, fantastic. Let's go into the char root, and we're going to first of all set old BG. Oh, fantastisch. There we go. So we've got the old BG based on the current background, and then we're setting a new value for the new background, and then that all gets sense of information, and we can then use that to fade out the old background. So hopefully I can, oh wait, so when that has fully faded in, we can actually go in and fade the other one out. So BG change, oh wait, no, we want to set the sprite color. Oi. there's a, so for example, we could probably go set BG, and I can actually remove this. Oh wait, no, hold on, it's gone to set sprite. We just need to change the color. So So what we're doing in terms of setting the color is it's actually taking the RGBA values, and that's what we're changing. So although we're not really like changing the color, we're changing the visibility of the color, which is, you know, kind of crazy. All right, sorry that the stream is kind of struggling a little bit. All right, so we've got this going. So we've got the BG change, great. I'm going to pop this, oh, sorry, didn't mean to grab the whole thing. I'm just gonna grab this node here as well. And we're gonna grab the BG array. Oh wait, hold on. That's not what we wanna do. So we're gonna actually grab all of this code. And we're gonna move it up so that we can use this same value, this right here, to make the, oh wait, what am I doing? I can just link that directly into the, hold on, paper sprite object reference, paper sprite component object reference. So that's a mistake I made. I'll learn that. So we're going to go into here again, and we're going to paper sprite. Oh, it's break time. All right. Yeah, this is a little bit weird for me. I'm not used to taking a break. My stream is kind of, my internet is struggling a little bit, just because they're designed for risk-taking individuals, and they kind of assuage a lot of my anxiety when it comes to failing, because like that's the point of the game. And oh god, I would definitely, oh no, my stream. All right, yeah, hopefully this video gets through. Oh no. Oh wait, we're back. Yeah, so my favorite games to play, and you know, I would definitely love to be a part of that, but I don't know enough about, you know, players to be able to kind of know what makes them motivated to continue playing in a game that's not really meant to make you feel good, because that's a lot of they're intrinsically motivated, and yeah, that requires a lot of